Welcome to Instruction for Newcomer Students. As the title says, of course, this course is focused on our newcomer students, those who are within their first year in U.S. schools. Now, oftentimes in schools, we refer to newcomer students in a lot of different ways. Oftentimes, beginning English speakers are referred to as newcomers, and sometimes they overlap. Sometimes they are the same person, but sometimes they are not. So in this course, we'll focus on a little bit of both, right? We'll talk about those newcomer students, students who are new to the country within their first year in U.S. schools. That's the official definition we're using. Newcomer students have very different needs than our multilingual students, our English learners who have been in our care for a number of years. The instructional side is one piece. With our newcomer students, there is also a huge social emotional side. These students have just gone through major transitions in their life, right? We know as adults that when you move from one home to another, it's considered a major life transition and can cause all kinds of anxiety and angst and happiness and depression and all of those things all wrapped into one. Imagine that to the extent of leaving your country to a new language, new friends, new people, new home, with or without family, so much social, emotional to it. So in this course, Instruction for Newcomer Students, this is the introductory course. Like, what are the things we need to think about? Before we even get to instruction, we really need to think about knowing who our students are, building relationships with them, understanding some as best we can, not having lived their lives, trying to understand their backgrounds, where they're coming from, why, how, all of that. With that information, we can be better educators for them. And then we will talk about some of those strategies also. Like, what are the first things you need to do in your classroom when you have newcomer students coming in, whether it's your first newcomer student that you've ever had, or whether, week after week, month after month, you have a continuous flow of newcomer students. It's good to stop and go back and remember. Even though you're used to it, they're not. And so what are those beginning instructional things we need to do to make our classrooms newcomer friendly? And then to remind ourselves to think about newcomers aren't just beginning English learners, right? Beginning English speakers are a large part of that newcomer group. But we can't forget that our newcomers who have some English proficiency and our newcomers who may not even qualify for an English language development program because they had English instruction or English speaking family members help them learn enough English to not qualify for our programs, they still have specific needs as newcomer students. So try to keep all that range of student, all those different student profiles in your mind as we go into this course. Again, we will cover some literacy strategies, some instructional ideas, and some social emotional things to think about and understand. I am so happy you are here. I thank you for taking time and for your dedication to being willing to continue to learn and see how we can better support our students. Thank you, and let's get started.